What's going on, Trader Gang? Happy Sunday to everybody. We're back at it again with another Sunday market breakdown for you guys. So, crazy week this past week. So, just on the $200 live account, we managed to get the account to over $1,000. So, I'm super excited about that we were able to achieve that. We did take a loss during the week. Also, in one day, we took like a $700 loss. But we did end the week with $200 in profit. So we did get the account back up to $400. So, of course, the goal going forward this week is to try to hit that $1,000 mark again. So, of course, but we're going to take our time. Of course, that is the end goal for the week. But whatever we end up with, we end up with. But we just want to be able to take, very calculated trades. Only look for A+ setups, stuff like that. Follow the trend, all those great things. So let's get into the charts here. I just want to do a quick sound check really quick. So bear with me. So while you guys are on here, show some love in the chat. If you guys have any questions, definitely put them down below in the comments section. All right, looks like we got good audio. All right, guys. So first we're going to check news. Let's see what we got for news. So let me share my screen. So there we got the charts. All right, let's take a look at news. So I think I already have, all right, so I got the chart up. So if you guys are looking for where you can find news, you can go to forexfactory.com. So that's the site that I use to be able to look for any news that's coming out for the week. So we'll start with Monday. Monday looks pretty clear. We don't have anything for USD. Tuesday, we don't have anything there either. So we do have some orange folders, CB Consumer Confidence, Richmond Manufacturing Index, 7 a.m. So nothing really there. Wednesday, we do have FOMC. So definitely got to watch out for that. Just the way that I trade. Hopefully I should be out of the markets before 11, but I do end up holding my trades. So we'll see what the markets end up doing. Personally, I think for USD, depending on how market structure starts this evening, I think we can definitely try to push up towards new all-time highs. So we definitely got to watch out for Wednesday for FOMC. Thursday, we have advanced GDP, so that's tentative. So we'll see if that affects the market at all. But other than that, we don't really have anything pre-market or anything like that. And then Friday, we end with core PCE price index and employment cost index. So this is tentative also. So this may or may not happen because we are still in a government shutdown. So we'll see if this does impact the market at all. But other than that, that's pretty much it. We just have Friday and, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday for USD. So if this advanced GDP happens to move the market at all, of course, that's going to affect gold. So which that could push gold up or down. So we just want to watch what USD is going to do. But other than that, that's it. The biggest thing is really just FOMC this week. So let's go to the charts. So you can see here, this is just kind of a recap of the trades that I took. So we'll go to the higher time frame. This is on the 30-minute. So we'll go to the weekly. So we can kind of see what this week did. So we ended up kind of having, we kind of had a huge rejection at the all-time high. So we ended up pretty much pushing all the way down to the previous weekly low at around 4,000, and then ended up closing right here at 41.14. So we did pull back up. So I think going forward, I think we are going to continue to rise up and at least get to, at least close this area out at about 42.53. I think we can get back up to there. So, but I think just because of, the market and everything, we are still super bullish, because if we look at this on the weekly, it does look consolidated because we came all the way up and then literally pulled all the way down to that previous level, basically that previous candle. So we didn't break through it, but we got to that level and then we pulled right back up. So this could have just been a minor pullback on, like, in hindsight, in the grand scheme of things. So I think we have a great opportunity to continue to push up. So to continue to try to reach and retest that all-time high at 43.80. So let me take a quick screenshot really quick because I have two of these trades here that I didn't get to record for my journal. So I'm just going to take a quick screenshot of this. All right. So as far as marking up our key levels, we'll clear this chart all nice and fresh. So on the weekly, what do we want to do? We want to mark up our weekly high, weekly low. So we have our weekly high already right here. So at the high 43.81, that's also our all-time high. So we have 43.81, 440. So this is going to be previous weekly high. So 43.81, 440. All right, so this is going to go to the side. I hate when it does that. It's not where it's supposed to go. All right, so we have our previous weekly high and then, of course, our previous weekly low. So we came all the way down to here. So we came down to that 4,000 level. So, yeah, that looks good. So we're at 4,004,659. So we'll do 60. So this is a previous weekly low. Copy that here. All right. So we got our previous weekly high, previous weekly low. And then what's our next area that we could say? So we have these candles right here, so we can actually put these lows. So I like to at least mark up at least one or two, just in case price does continue to pull down, because that could be a possibility. It could fill this wick and then continue down, but I have a feeling gold's going to continue just to push up. So we'll do 38.84, 765. And then I just literally just put it in the text here, just so that is an area of interest. And then, of course, I'll do one more, which right here. So this one right here literally had no bottom wick. That's crazy. So, or did it? I guess I had I had a small one. So, but it looked like it didn't. So we're gonna do it right to the wick. Yeah, right there. All right, so we have 37.63. We'll do 420. All right, that's it. Kind of keep it just like that, nice and clean. So we have some areas of interest here. And then we can always go down on the lower time frame and kind of see what's going on the lower time frame. So see on the daily right here, I mean, I like this area right here, because if we see these rejection wicks, like usually that's price trying to push down further, but it just keeps rejecting. So price is respecting this previous weekly low. So of course we pulled all the way down to here, pulled up, came here, tried to pull down again. We ended up closing right here. Then again, we tried to another attempt to continue to push price further down. Still couldn't do it, and we ended up closing right down here. So with me seeing this usually is an indication that we can see some bullish movement. So we can continue to fill this candle up. So me personally, that's what I think is what is going to happen, unless we end up just having just a fake out and ends up just pulling down even further. But I do believe, just based off of candlestick structure, that we can actually continue to pull up. So let's see what the hour shows. So because we want to look at market structure also. So here we can see, even on the 1 hour, towards the end of the day, we were starting to, or actually during the week, we were kind of consolidating a little bit. So remember, we came down, we came up, we came down, and we came up. So we're just kind of just stuck here. So this is just a consolidation right here. So what we're looking for is we need a breakout above this level. So above this candle. So which, again, I think we can absolutely take liquidity. So take all this out. So all this huge pull down that we had last week, I think we can fill it. So, and that's what kind of just gives me confirmation that we can continue to push price up. So, because I usually trade on the 30-minute time frame. So again, if I'm looking at this, then all this area I feel is up for grabs. We can definitely retest this whole area. So from here to here, we can take all this out and fill it. So this is just taking liquidity. So that's what I think price can do for gold. So just my opinion, I would look for confirmation of buys, unless something happens to where we end up pulling down even further. We end up breaking this previous low right here. So, but until that happens, I think we can take out all the liquidity up here. So that's it for gold. Let's take a look at US30. So US30 reached an all-time high. So, because I even marked this up. So the all-time high previously was at 47,050. So now it's at 47,322. So US30 is definitely doing its thing. So you can see, of course, we're super bullish as far as market structure goes and price action. So we can see all last week it was pretty bullish. So we literally pulled all the way up here. So not to say that there can't be like a pullback maybe next week. So because, past price action has shown that. So like we came up, we had a heavy pullback. This was on a Monday. Pulled up, a little bit of a pullback, pulled back up, and then a huge pullback again. And at the end of the day, we were still making higher highs and higher lows. So again, just market structure wise, this is what it did, and this is what we want to see. So we pulled down, we came up, pulled down, came up, pulled down, and came up. So that's what we want to see. We want to see that, of course, the previous candle is lower than the current candle. The current candle has to be above the previous candle. So that's how we're making higher highs and higher lows. That's what we want to see. So I'll clear this out because we got a new all-time high now. So, and this is going to be our previous weekly high. So we already know where it's at. So 47,322.9. So that's our previous weekly high. And then we have our previous weekly low right here. Price pushed all the way down to here, 46,130. So we'll just keep it just even like that. So our previous weekly low. All right, there we go. So again, here we can mark up some previous lows. So we can mark up this low right here. So price could technically come down to that. So that's at 58,181. And then again, we can do one more. So we have a level of supply right here. So now turn demand. So this could be a potential area of interest as well. So I'd say let's put this right around this wick right here. So because it does tap into this area right here. So that was about 45,573. All right. So again, keeping our charts clean. So again, we can look on the lower time frame. So on the daily here. So we can see, of course, price is super bullish. So we did have a little bit of a pullback as market closed on Friday. But because this bullish engulfing candle right here, it basically took out these three previous candles. That leads me to believe that price can continue to push up. So we may have a rejection here at the previous high because that does happen. But I think that price can continue to push for US30. So kind of buys all around, just in my opinion. So for US30 and gold, I think we can continue to push. Also, we can look at the DXY because that's what I also look at as well when I'm trading. So because they do correlate with one another. So we can see here, even on the daily, on the dollar. I mean, the dollar is pushing up, and it did since since September. So, but what did last week do? You know, this is on the daily, so we can go back 5 days or whatever. So this was Monday. So Monday we did have a push up, and then we had a huge push down. So which that pushed gold up. So if we see here on Tuesday, you know, dollar push down, and then we can look here, Tuesday. So gold pushed down also. So which is kind of weird because usually it should be doing the opposite. So I guess they both pushed down. That's kind of weird. So let me see. Oh no, that's backwards. So actually the dollar did push up, which pushed gold down. So that was correct. So, but if the way it looks right now, and we have this doji right here, we did have a rejection wick right here, which means that the dollar didn't want to decrease. So if gold does continue to go up, that will push gold down. So and that's not always the case, but I'd say like 90% of the time they usually do the opposite of one another. So if the dollar does continue to push up, then that will continue to push gold down. So we could see some sells again to these levels. So we'll just have to wait and see because again, this is kind of a consolidation, but the only thing that I have confirmation of is just again candlestick structure is these rejection wicks. Because usually these rejection wicks mean reversal. So it means that price is going to push up. So, but again, we just have to watch, see how the market opens and see what it wants to do. But other than that, that's it, guys. That's it for our market breakdown. I appreciate you guys popping on. Show some love in the comments section. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. You can leave the comments down below. We will be going live tomorrow morning on my YouTube. So it'll be day 10 of our $200 live account, day 10. So tap in for that tomorrow morning, pre-market. I'll be there. I'll be live about like 6:20 a.m. So 10 minutes before market open. And we'll get to these charts. We'll see what opportunities we see. So I appreciate you guys. Like, comment, and subscribe. And let's get to these profits. Peace.